micro moments is the term that kind of applied to as we were working to create an efficient workflow. A lot of things were taken into account in the past. I mean, I've been working with Photoshop since it was in version 2.0, and I know that dates me. So there were a lot of things that weren't available for Photoshop, but as stuff was being introduced to the program, we were realizing that they were adding elements to the program that would help people work faster, not have to rely on things like a keyboard and things like that. So hotkeys was probably the first micro moment, kind of aha moment that we got, in that instead of being on your page and then having to slide over to the toolbar and select a different tool, you can just hit one key on the keyboard, and that would immediately take you to that. And so that you saved that movement and replaced it with a single strike with your finger. And so that was, I think, the beginning of these realizations that we could really eliminate some of those micro moments to speed up the output of our work. And in an industry where you get paid per page, doing more pages means you get paid more money. And in an environment where you have to turn around a book in a very short period of time, you're always looking for, I need to do this as fast as possible. And not only because it means I get more, I can do more, it means I can finish it faster. I can hit that deadline. And so working in a studio environment, it was great in that we were all kind of feeding off each other and trying to, hey, did you realize that command this will do that? And then command S saves, so that you don't have to go up there and click and drag down and save. And got introduced, and so companies start creating gaming pads for gamers, so that they could play faster in games and be better at the games than the other people playing the games. And we adapted those for working on comic book pages, and reprogrammed those keypads with what we were using on the keyboard, or on the on our keyboard. And that meant that we no longer had to look down to the keyboard to find the keys, because even though we're saving a little bit of time in hand movement, there's still a glance to the keyboard to find the keys, since it's such a large keyboard. And so we're trying to kind of minimize that space. And it was until recently that the gaming pad that I was using wasn't being supported by the manufacturer anymore. And so I turned to Wacom and the EK remote. Enough micro moments that I'm really saving myself a lot of time in the long run. And so that there's that's, I think, for efficiency, for maximum output, identifying what those micro moments are that you're taking that you can reduce will lead to a more efficient work output.